Subscribe, motherfucker. What is going on, YouTube? Gyvi World here. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Now this, again, we're still in the early stages and it is still a little bit difficult to play games. So I kind of wanted to make this video for people who are doing other things such as myself, besides spending 45 minutes trying to get a game or waiting for it to go to queue. I've been grinding the market, trying to finish some collections, and I just kind of want to let you guys know, some of you newer guys and some of you old guys who've been playing for a while, just kind of letting you guys know which collections I think are best to be done first. Now, if you're going to want to finish the game and get all the cards and get Griffey, I believe you have to collect every live series card in the game, and eventually you have to do a lot more missions as well. But there's a couple of teams that right off the bat, these are going to be sort of your cheaper collections to finish. One of those teams is the Rays, of course. They only have 2 golds and 5 silvers. So this collection is not going to be too expensive. And out of that, I do believe you get a Matt Garza for completing the collection. And also a 93 overall postseason BJ Upton for finishing the Team Epic mission, the 5-team Epics mission. But to do that, I do believe you need to collect Matt Garza. And there is some sort of mission you need to complete with him. I do believe that might be mission 4. From what I've seen so far, every mission 4 is the collection bonus for completing the collection. So to get the epic players, yeah, mission 4 is going to be collect the collection player and finish the entire collection. So to get a 93 overall BJ Upton, all you need essentially is 2 gold cards, Evan Longoria and Chris Archer. Evan Longoria is a decent, not the best third baseman, very good fielding, very good arm, very good defensive first baseman. 63 contacts, 79 contacts, not bad. The power 74, 76 is really good. Me, I like hitters who have 70, 75 vision and up, but 63 is not the worst. And I have noticed, I feel like making contact with vision it may be a little bit easier than it was last year. So guys like Mike Trout will be a lot more OP than they were last year. Now, another team without diamonds is the White Sox. There's 2 gold cards. Jose Quintana, left-handed starting pitcher, not bad. Nate Jones, a very good relief pitcher. And the main reason for that is the 99 velocity. So this isn't a bad collection to do. At first I was showing just the cheaper ones. This isn't the worst collection to do. I do believe the Epic's reward is 89 Paul Konerko. And the collection reward is this 84 overall Paul Konerko. So I'm really hoping they're not both Paul Konerko, but you do end up with an 89 Paul Konerko. Not the best one for an epic, but I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Alright, so this is a really, really good one in my opinion. The Royals, they have Kelvin Herrera, Lorenzo Cain, 2 very good pitcher, a relief pitcher with 95 velocity. Lorenzo Cain, just a very good card, crushes left-handed pitchers, very good in the outfield. 93 fielding, 97 reaction, very good card. And the reward for this card, I'm not 100% sure which is the collection reward. That's not what's really that impressive. The epic collection for this, the epic card, reward card for this is 92 overall Lorenzo Cain. And this card is pretty damn good. Look at those stats, 79 contact right, but it's what he does against lefties, 97, 91, 72 vision. So this one for the Royals, not expensive at all, for what the market is looking like at the moment with how expensive diamond cards are. This one is not a bad collection to do the Royals. You will get yourself a 92 from the Epics. And for doing the collection, you get the flashback Joakim Soria, which we did see at the end of the year last year. It's actually, for a card with 69 velocity, I think this card actually pitched pretty well for me. I don't know if the 92 break means a lot more this year than it did last year. In previous MLBs, you want velocity, probably over break, but this actually wasn't a very bad call. So for this collection, you get yourself an 89 Joakim Soria and a 92 Lorenzo Cain if you do the Epics missions. Another cheap one to finish is the Minnesota Twins with only 1 gold card being Brian Dozier. Not a bad second baseman. I do believe for completing the collection, you get a flashback 89 overall Phil Hughes. And the Epics reward is this Glenn Perkins, left-handed arm, closing pitcher, 85 velocity from a lefty, 82 break. With 3 pitches, 2-seam slider, and a 4-seams. Not a bad one to do. It's very cheap, but I wouldn't say it's the best one to do just because it's actually 91 relief lefty pitcher might be a really good one to do as well. So the Oakland A's one is a very cheap one to do. I wouldn't say it's the best one to do, but it is a cheap one to do. Get yourself some XP and an average card. I do believe for completing the Oakland A's, the 40 Oakland A's, you get an 80 overall Billy Burns with 74 contact, 92 contact, 78 vision, and of course that cheesy 97 speed, 78 stealing, and very average arm, very average fielding, very weak arm. But for doing the epics, the epic missions, the reward you get is an 88 Josh Donaldson. This could be a budget way of getting yourself a decent third baseman, with only having to get Sean Doolittle as the most expensive card you got to get in Ryan Dole. It's probably one of the cheapest ones to get, but the rewards aren't great, but they're not too bad. All right, so to me, this may be one of the best ones to do, period. The reason being is that there's 4 gold cards in Adrian Beltre, very good third baseman. Yu Darvish, Jonathan Lucroy, arguably one of the best catchers in the game, overall wise. Of course, Cole Hamels, being 4 very good gold cards you can plug into your lineup. This may be a little bit more expensive than the really cheap ones I mentioned before, but the rewards you get for this one are great. They're not up yet. I guess they have not been discovered, but what you do get for exchanging is a Buddy Bell card. Oh, it is. I apologize. It's right there in front of me. You get this Buddy Bell card, which is a 93 overall. I don't know if this is right, but I do believe you get a Buddy Bell card, 93 overall, for exchanging the Rangers. And for doing the epics, you get yourself an Ian Kinsler, which is a 97 overall card. Contact versus righty is extremely high, and it's Ian Kinsler. We know this is a very good card. And yeah, this one's a pretty good one to do. Now, the Braves is the first one I did. Reason being is that Freddie Freeman was my reward, my loyalty bonus for logging in and playing MLB 16. So it knocked out 12K out of this, and all I had to do was get a couple silvers. I believe Ender Inciarte was the most expensive one, being at like 1,000. But for that, I got a flashback Jason Hayward, and for doing the Epics mission, you get a 91 overall Fred McGriff. Not a bad diamond, decent contact versus right, very good power versus right, and contact versus lefty 67 with 70 power, 73 vision. Just stick him at first base, and hopefully he doesn't drop any balls. 59 fielding is a bit of a liability, but it's a pretty decent hitting card. And this early in the year, it would not be that bad of a card. So the Marlins ones is a little tricky because the Marlins one only has 2 gold cards, being Giancarlo Stanton. Again, like I said, I don't think the penalty for vision is as bad as it was last year, so far what I'm seeing. But it is a pretty expensive gold card, being that it's on the cusp of being a diamond. Christian Yelich is pretty decently expensive, as he is a very good lefty bat. But you get D. Gordon as well. But the rewards aren't the best rewards. For completing the collection, you get a Ricky Lanasco, which Healy TV was the first one to get, so shout out to you. And for completing the epic missions, you get Hanley Ramirez, which is an 88 overall card. Very good speed. This is a speedier Hanley Ramirez, 2006. Very good speed. Average to slightly above average fielding and arm. But crushes lefty, 87, 86, but the vision is 64. Again, may not be the worst this year. 76, 53 versus righties. Not the worst one, especially since you only need to get 2 gold cards and a couple silvers. So this one's a little bit interesting because this may be the cheapest one in the game. It's the Phillies. There's no gold cards. Again, this is another one I finished. And my reward for completing it was an 82 overall Kenny Lofton. And at first glance, I'm like, oh, it's an 82 Kenny Lofton. I'm tired of Kenny Lofton, but he's got 93 contact versus right, 94 contact versus left. Of course, you know he doesn't have any power, but he's got 92 vision. So far, what I've seen from him, it's a decent card, hitting-wise at least. It does hit that well. 82 fielding is pretty good in the arm, but he's an absolute noodle arm, so stick him in left field. Arm accuracy is decent. Reaction's pretty good. Speed 79, stealing 84. It's not a bad card for a card that cost me less than 5,000 stubs. I would say way less than 5,000 stubs to get everyone on the Phillies, get some XP, and get Kenny Lofton. And I do believe the Epics mission rewards for the Phillies is this 89 overall Mike Schmidt. I'm sure we'll see multiple Mike Schmidts. Whatever, a breakout Mike Smith. This is the veteran, impact veteran one, so it's only an 89. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll see a 99. Top Shelf, I feel for you. I know, man, don't worry, but we got 2 Mike Schmidt. I'm sure we'll see 3 or 4 of him this year. Now, I myself am trying to finish the Reds collection, and all I need is a Joey Votto. So that's where 45,000 of my stubs are at the moment, tied in escrow. I am trying to get Joey Votto because it is a very good diamond card to have at first base, and I think 40,000 for a diamond first baseman is not that bad. And the rest of the collection probably was 2,000. For that, all I got was Johnny Cueto flashback. But for completing the Epics mission, you do get yourself a 92 Barry Larkin, which isn't a bad shortstop card. Of course, decent fielding at 80. Arm strength is pretty good, so that's going to be good enough to play the field. 89 speed, but he hits lefties pretty well. 98 contact, 80 power, 99 vision, 70 contact versus righty. This will be a pretty decent number 8 hitter early in the year, so that's why I'm trying to finish the Reds collection. Similar is the Brewers. They only have 2 gold cards in Ryan Braun and Jonathan VR. May run you $25K to finish those. But for completing the collection, you get a John Axford, 89 overall. This card was in last year. Closing pitcher with 78 velocity, not too bad. 4-seam curveball slider, only 3 pitches is not great. But the epics for this is Jonathan Lucroy. And there are 5 missions for epics, so don't forget that. But most of it is playing against the CPU and tallying some sort of stats, depending if it's a hitter, if it's home runs or strikeouts with a pitcher, with the collections reward. From what I've seen, I've only seen about 20 of them, but it's safe to assume that all of the mission 4 is with the collections reward, and then mission 5 is just exchanging players from that team. But this Jonathan Lucroy all-star, 83, 86. Power is only 62, 59, 91 vision. Fielding's 86, arm is 80. So it's a pretty decent card, especially early in the year. And it's probably going to cost you about 25 to 30K to finish, and then a couple missions that you need to complete. So thinking about how expensive catchers are right now, you can get yourself a diamond Jonathan Lucroy for probably about 30 to 35K, probably less than that. And just a couple missions you have to complete and get yourself stubs and XP. Alright, so this is probably my favorite one, and I'm literally just getting started on this one. So I'm probably not going to put this video up until I'm kind of done playing the market, so no one start. Not that I had, if I had 1 million subscribers, then I probably would save this until I'm done with it before telling you guys. But this one I really like. Although there's 4 golds, these are 4 very playable golds in your lineup right now. Starling Marte, Garrett Cole, Andrew McCutchen, and Joe Ho Kong. The collections for this one is a 92 overall Doug Drabick, who has a 5-pitch repertoire. Starting pitcher, only 60 velo, but 86 break. Stamina's 96, hits per 9's 81. The per 9's could be a little bit better, but they're hovering right there. A velo would be great, but it's not. But that's not why I love this. It's because the epics for this one is 95 Andrew McCutchen. And this card is a beast. So the Pirates one is one that I really, really want to do, especially since there's no diamonds on this team at the moment. So I want to do that before anyone on the Pirates becomes a diamond. The Cardinal ones is a little cheap. It's not that expensive. You got a Sangwon O and a Matt Carpenter, 2 gold cards, but I'm going to be honest, I don't love this one the most. Reason being is for collecting, I do believe all you get is a Carlos Beltran. And the epics for this one is a 94 Orlando Cepeda. That sounds good, but I did not hit well in 16 with Orlando Cepeda. But maybe this year this card could play a little bit better. But this one isn't the most expensive, so if you need a first baseman, this one might be a good one for you. Try to get yourself the Carlos Beltran, which isn't a card that's going to play in your lineup, but that Orlando Cepeda might be good for you. Now, those were the more obvious ones, the ones that are a little bit cheaper, the ones I feel that you can attack right from the get-go. Of course, I kind of hope to complete all of these sometime during this year. Now, the more expensive teams to collect with more diamonds, those are the ones that give you the better rewards. Although, the Blue Jays gives you Joe Carter, Red Sox gives you a 94 Ted Williams, Yankee gives you a 92 Jorge Posada, and with that you get Dellin Betances and Aroldis Chapman. So I kind of want to get that one. You also get a Ron Guidry from the collection reward. Rays postseason BJ Upton. Indians gets you a 97 overall Kenny Lofton. Lorenzo Cain from the Royals. Max Scherzer from the Tigers, but that one has a lot of diamonds. Or not a lot of diamonds. That has Miguel Cabrera, one of the more expensive cards. Astros, Billy Wagner. That has Jose Altuve you need to collect. Angels gives you 92 Nolan Ryan, which is not great because you have to collect a Mike Trout, which is probably one of the most expensive cards in the game right now. The Rangers, Ian Kinsler. The Mariners is pretty good because you get, for collecting it, you get a Diamond Harold Reynolds Legend. And then you get a 96 overall Edgar Martinez as your epic reward. This one is also very expensive than Nationals, but you get a Jason Worth for collecting and a 99 Andre Dawson for the Epics. Also, David Wright on the Mets. You get a Brett Saberhagen, which is not one of my favorite cards, actually one of the cards I hate the most, but a 99 David Wright is the Epic, so that one is a very, very good card. The Cubs Epic is Fergie Jenkins. The Pirates Epic is Andrew McCutchen. And I just mentioned Orlando Cepeda and Jonathan Lucroy. Rockies and D-backs are very expensive. Rockies, you have to collect Nolan Arenado. D-backs, you have to collect Paul Goldschmidt. Both are very expensive cards, but with them, you get a 95 Matt Holliday and a 98 Luis Gonzalez, but you also get yourself, with the Diamondbacks, an all-star Justin Upton. If I was literally just looking at him, which is also a diamond card, so that's not bad at all. Dodgers Epic is Zach Greinke, 97 overall. And also for the Giants, you get Willie McCovey with a flashback Hunter Pence. Actually, I kind of want to see what the overall of that Hunter Pence is. It's a 91 overall Hunter Pence. So for collecting the Giants, but it is expensive because there are 1, 2, 3 diamonds and 2 golds. So that one's a little bit expensive for just a 91 Hunter Pence, but you do get a 93 Willie McCovey. And the last one is the Padres, which isn't very expensive at all, and that's why I'm almost done with this one as well. All you get from this one is a Tony Gwynn, which means that the collection reward is most likely this Cameron Maben. So it's not great. But anyways, guys, hope this video does help you out a little bit and decide what collections you think you should do first. Like I said, I think some good ones would be the Rays and the Pirates, just because of the Epics for those are really good. But there are cheap ones like the Braves, the Padres, the A's. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.